lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Hey, this is Nina Taylor on Elation Radio, now being heard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, giving you nothing but the best in great music, ministry, and more. And don't forget to check me out with the gospel news right here with my girl Kimmy Kim on Elation Radio.
And we have Elder Harris. How are you doing today with Word? Are you doing good?
I'm doing quite well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm just going to mute myself and let you go and do that preaching word. And I thank you so much for filling in for Pastor Gibson. And the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I appreciate this. Hello to everyone who may be listening or have opportunity to tune in at some later time. It is my great pleasure to be standing in for my brother, Pastor Andrew Gibson, tonight on this installment of this radio talk show. Tonight we want to discover a few things as we discuss, and I hope that there's some that's able to call in and weigh in on their particular opinions about this matter. We're speaking today about when do you know you found the right one. And it's all about relationships. It's all about relationships and knowing when you found the correct person or the correct life partner or your soulmate, so to speak. So we want to discover and pull back the layers of this to see exactly when do you know that you found the right one. Last week, I read an article via the internet saying that this generation of millennials have literally driven down the divorce rate, saying that millennials are getting married and they're staying married. And I thought to myself, wow, that's an excellent point, because for so long we've always heard how the divorce rate was over 50%, and especially in the church where it's much higher, 60, 70% divorce rate. And it was quite encouraging to hear that millennials were actually turning this thing around and getting married and staying married. And thought immediately pops in my mind, how did they know that this was the person for them? How did they know that this was the person that they wanted to spend the rest of their days with and in this love relationship? As you research relationship, we understand there's a myriad of different relationships. You have family relationships, you have business relationships, and friend relationships. But in this context, we want to speak about that relationship between you and a potential spouse. I would think the very first thing that you would need to discover is, what is your type, if there is a type to begin with. And I say that loosely because I think more people focus in on a type of person that fits them right now and not necessarily the person they need 30 years from now. I think it's profoundly important that we not only focus on our today needs, but the needs we may have in a mate as it relates to 30 years later. Once you become in covenant with this person, once you guys have made up your mind to have a lasting relationship, a couple things that you will discover, that number one, that you're able to be completely open and honest with this person. You're going to wonder, well, how will I know if this is the person that I should spend the rest of my life with? Well, the first question you would need to ask yourself, can I be honest with this person? Can I tell this person everything about me? And number one, feel vulnerable enough that the information that I provide to them, that they won't use it against me at a later date. See, vulnerability is a huge issue as it relates to relationships. Because when you get down to it, you have men that have egos, you have women that have whatever it is that they have. And I think sometimes it's hard for people really to show them true selves in the most intimate form. And when we speak about intimacy, we're not just speaking about, but the fact that you're able to be completely intimate, open, and honest with that person. Number one, concern is about who you are, right? Important for you to understand that. And then not only is it important for you to understand about who you are today, but conversely, it's important for you to understand or relate to them who you were in the past, because that's very important. So they'll know and be privy to information about any excessive baggage that you may be bringing into the relationship, or any issues or problems or schisms or isms that they may need to be on the lookout for. And if you know that you can share this information with the person and not have any inkling or thought that they may use this information against you in a detrimental way, then that may be a person that you can spend the rest of your life with. Not only that, the test of time is huge as well. So many times you see people in these microwave relationships that one day they're together, the next day, they're on Facebook loving each other, and then 3 months later, it's all over with. You have to see, can the person that you're entering this relationship with stand the test of time, evolve with you into something greater? Can they move along and go throughout life and change the lanes of life with you without hesitating or stutter stepping? Sometimes people will enter your life in a particular season in your life, and they'll be great for you because they match exactly where you are. Sometimes you may be down or not feeling well or mentally stressed, and you may find a person who's extremely compassionate and who loves you and builds you up and all that. And that's what you need today. But once that issue is passed, once that issue is overcome, who will they be to you 10 years from now? How will they minister, get along with, be involved with who you are down the stretch? I think it's important that we understand that we no longer have the option. We no longer have the opportunity to pick people who only fit exactly where we are right now. The time test is important. The time test helps us to understand that if you're going to be in a love relationship with me, I need to allow time for me to see as many sides of you as humanly possible. Because there may be some things that you show me today that I've never seen before. There may be some issues that arise, and once we get past this lovey-dovey, this honeymoon stage, and this tingly feeling we get on the inside each other, and once the rubber meets the road, can we still deal with each other without major conflict or issue coming about? The time test is important. And I would suggest that any person that's thinking about making a significant step with another person as relations to a relationship with them, that you take your time and see, will they be consistent over a large part of time? The issue is this. When you first meet a person and you guys start to date, for the most part, you meet their avatar, right? You meet their representative, the person they want you to see and fall in love with, right? For the most part, you haven't dealt with any strange issues or, any bad situations because everything is great. You both got stars in your eyes. You got Cupid sitting on your shoulder. But what happens when life happens? What happens when they no longer see you as the person they saw you as the very first beginning? How will they respond to you in that particular time? I tell people all the time when I sit on relationship panels or I do relationship talk, loving your partner in a way that they used to receive love. Because we're human. We're fluid. We change. We evolve. We turn into different people. And as life happens, as circumstances arise, the things that I enjoyed and liked and really loved at that point in my life may change. And are you able, through the test of time, to make those adequate changes and love me in the way that I need to be loved right now? That's a big question you have to ask yourself. Number 3, are they supportive now? And do you perceive that they're willing to be supportive down the road? Because it's one thing for them to be supportive, and when we say support, not only think about finances, not only think about household income or can they support me and help me pay my area to live in, but can they support you in the most holistic way possible? Can they support you both financially, which is important, right? We can't throw finances out. One of the biggest reasons why people get divorced today is not because of infidelity, right? Not because the person is a liar, or not because they leave the toilet seat open, or whatever the case may be, or they're loud there. But finances is the biggest reason, right? So will they be willing to support you not only financially, but can they support you emotionally? Can they support you physically? Do they compliment you in any other way outside of the bedroom, right? Because sex, although it is the highest form of communication that you can have person to person, right? It is the time when you are at your complete most vulnerable, you're naked before them, and they see every part of you, right? Outside of that moment, can we relate? Can we correspond? Can we talk? Can you support me in other ways outside of the bedroom? If I'm having a terrible day, do you know what to say to me to help my day go along, right? Can you pray for me? Can you pray me through? Can you pray me out? Are you willing to not even offer an opinion, but be a supportive listening ear at a time when I need to hear something the most? You have to wonder. You have to really think. How they support you in every facet of your life, and not just in a materialistic way, paying your bills. Because the easiest thing, especially for men, and I told this to a friend yesterday, the easiest thing for a man to do for a woman is throw money at you, especially if he got a couple of dollars, right? If money isn't an issue for him, if he's sitting on a decent savings, the easiest thing for him to do, my sister, is to give you a few dollars, number one, to keep you quiet, and number two, to pacify you, right? But what happens beyond that? Because trust and believe, as sure as my name is Todd, there's going to be some things, some areas, some issues in your life that money cannot solve. And is he able, is he willing, does he have the capacity to support you the way you need to be supported? That word capacity is huge. Because sometimes we expect a gallon worth of support passively. They don't have the bandwidth. They don't have the wherewithal to support you in areas of your life that are very, very critical. Here's what I know. Money can be made. Bills can be paid. But if you're left feeling at the end of the day as if you're not supported mentally, if you're not supported emotionally, if you're not supported physically, there will arise an issue in your marriage. And it will exacerbate other issues in your marriage to the point to where you will then begin to think, well, wait, why am I in this relationship in the first place if I'm not getting the support that I feel like I need? One of the biggest reasons why people deal with infidelity and things like that is because they turn and look outside of their house, areas of their lives, where they feel like they're not being supported by their particular mate, be it sexually, be it mentally, be it emotionally, be it physically. The quickest way to drive your mate into someone else's hands is for them to feel that you just don't care. Number four, I would say, is this somebody you can build with and not just build for? That's completely different. That's completely different. Because if I build everything for you, that means you don't have a vested interest in the success of our relationship. If I build everything for you, that means that your hands are getting dirty. You're the taker, you're the receiver, but you're not putting in. And my mother used to tell me back in the day, you can only get out the bank once you put in the bank. So you need to find somebody that you can build with. That person that's willing to get on your side and work as hard, and there has to be a goal of commonality, right? But if you're going to build with someone, there has to be a clear, concise, articulated plan of what we're building towards. What's our goal? Be in a relationship with people that I have to build everything for. I have to build up your self-esteem. I have to build up your finances. I have to build up our house. Well, at some point, right, at some point, you have to realize that there is no such thing as a neutral relationship. There's no neutral party in one relationship. There's not one person that could be stuck in the place of receiving only. Relationship that in every relationship that you face, and there's going to be takers. And I'll admit, there'll be some times in your relationship where you can't give a lot because you don't have a lot to give, because you're depleted in certain areas. But that's when the person that you're in a relationship with comes along, picks up the slack, and helps you. Can you build with this person? And can not just build for this person? Can you trust this person no matter what? That's a big one. Because if there's no trust that exists in a relationship, no relationship. And I'm not only speaking about trusting this person in your presence, but also being able to trust this person outside of your presence. Number 6, I'm sorry, I'm losing count here. Number 6, you don't always want to feel like you're the only person invested in your relationship. Like you're the only one that's stuck doing something. See, you have to have 2 people committed to one goal. And I know I said it before, but I think it bears stressing a little bit more. 2 people have to be working together jointly to achieve one goal. And your relationship, that may not be a person that you want to commit to yourself for the rest of your life. How do you know if this is the right person? How do you know when you found, as the church people say, as we say, you're a good thing? Well, the Bible tells us when you find a good thing, you obtain favor. But it also tells us this. It gives us the requirements of a husband and should go about leading his home and being a provider, being a preventer, being a protector. But Proverbs 31 also tells us the attributes of what a wife should do as it relates to building her home, building her husband, building her children. You see, even the Bible puts the onus on both of us to ensure that we have the proper relationship with each other. I'm not sure if we have any callers or anything like that need to get through. If so, go ahead. How do you know if this is a lifetime person? You'd be surprised how many people are in serious love relationships and they don't consider the person that they're in relationship in to be their best friend.
Wow.
That's amazing. I got somebody else?
Wow. Man, you teaching tonight, boy. You teaching tonight, man. You teaching tonight, man. Boy, you are teaching tonight, man. I know you're helping the people, man. You are helping the people tonight, man. Keep on, man. I'm just blessed, man, from this right here, man. You're talking to us. I think a lot of people really need to know because they don't know. Man, Elder, they really don't know. People are in relationships. They have people that they've been with for 10 and 20 years, man, some for 5 and 6 years, and they don't know. They see everybody getting married. They're seeing some of the signs, but they don't know. And they need help tonight, man.
Yeah.
Help us, man.
Yeah.
We need your help
Absolutely.
tonight.
Absolutely. I think it's all about equity, Rev. We both have to have the same vested interest in the success of this relationship. Because if we don't, if I'm more invested than you, at some point, I'm going to deplete everything I have to give. And the moment somebody else steps up and feeds me when I'm starving, I'm going to go another way. Because we are human people. I don't care how much Holy Ghost you got. I don't care how much you speak in tongues. People on the base level need someone that compliments them. Right?
Wow.
God didn't make a mate for Adam areas that he could not compliment himself.
That's right.
The moment that you have that big of a disparity in your relationship where you feel like you've constantly been given out, constantly been taken from, and that person does not vice versa put the same type of investment in the relationship, the moment somebody outside of your relationship feeds that area where you're hungry, you're going to have a serious consideration about going that way. And I know I'm right about that.
Man, you're right. So here it is, Elder. Man, explain us, man. So, and you're absolutely right. If there's an area in your life that you're starving in and someone comes and feeds you, you say you will seriously consider going in that direction. So how important or what is it necessary to happen in order to protect against that element?
You know what? The biggest thing, the first word that popped in my mind was communication. If you can't communicate, if you cannot articulate what to your spouse, to your partner, what areas that you're starving in, this is a real thing. Some people are starving emotionally, right? The person that they're with just don't help them emotionally. They don't feed their emotional man, right? And it's not just women. Men have emotional needs as well. And sometimes women can dismiss our emotional needs because they see us as Superman and Mighty Man and He-Man, and he don't need to be rubbed up emotionally. He don't need to be spoken to in a way that builds him emotionally. I don't have to ask him, how was your day? How hard was your day? What areas can I be praying for you in? Tell me about your emotions. Well, see, the first way you can find out that your person is struggling emotionally is if they're Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde both in the same day. That is an emotional imbalance. I'm trying to tell you, that is an emotional imbalance that your partner is struggling from, and quite likely it is an area where you can pull them close and minister to them in. But what happens is when you are dismissive, when you choose to look the other way, when you choose not to address the 35,000-ton elephant in the room, right? Nobody in their right mind is happy and sad 10 different times at 10 different cases of the day.
Wow.
And if you're not keen enough to your partner's ebbs and flows in their minds and their actions and in the way that they move around, you're going to miss it. But guess what? There's going to be somebody out there that's watching your mate in the way that you should be, and will and can. Listen, I tell people all the time, there's somebody out there ready to make a Sunday dinner on a Tuesday afternoon. You hear what I'm saying? There's somebody out there willing to feed you exactly what you're lacking. And so you have to be willing to communicate to the person what areas you're starving in, what areas you need the most help in, and they have to take that information. They have to take that information and use it in the proper way, not use it against you, right? Not use it to beat you over the head with, but say, wait, what is it exactly that you need from me? And let me tell you how I can help meet that need. And it's that myth that we have. It's that myth that we have.
Man, you are on it, man. You are on it, man.
I feel like we're out of time, but I got so much more I can say. But yeah, man, it's amazing that you have to realize, and I'll close with this. People have to understand that there is no such thing as a neutral relationship. Either that person in your life.
Hold on. Say that again, man. Say that again.
People have to understand that there is no such thing as a neutral relationship. It cannot be. Either that person is going to give or they're going to take. Either that person is going to add.
Wow.
Right? Either that person is going to add value or they're going to decrease their value. There's no such thing as a neutral relationship. And there's a fine line between a parasite and a partner. Because the parasite leeches on to you and sucks you dry of everything you have. But a partner sees the places where you're deficient, and they come alongside to make sure that those areas are covered. I don't have no more to say. My time is up.
My goodness, man. You've been listening to the word with Dr. Andrew Gibson from Vernon Baptist Church in Chicago, Illinois. And my brother, man, listen, he's been a co-host with me for a long time as we do our live at Preach Hard to Go Home in Chicago. We have a live show, and he's been on with us, man. He stepped in for me today, and I appreciate him as our church is in a 21-day fast. He stepped in, man, as a brother would, and he did an amazing job tonight. And listen, I know we're going to have to do a part 2 to this. Amen. But I'm excited about this. And listen,
yes,
you've been talking to Elder. You've been with the Elder tonight. You went with Elder Todd Harris tonight, man. And we appreciate you guys. And we're going to talk to you next Thursday. Love you so much.
All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.